Welcome to Share Gaming, and in this video I will talk to you about how Games Workshop destroyed the Necron Warrior. Hi guys, and welcome back to Share Gaming. To begin this video, I must take you on a journey through time and space. Back to 9th edition. Welcome back to 9th edition, where Tyranids were terrifying, the psychic phase still existed, and brain bugs could throw out more and more wounds and stones there are on Brighton Beach. And there were still warlord traits and relics. We push over to Necrons, who were in a strange position. But they had one trick up the metallic sleeve. The Necron Warrior. Now one is not powerful, but when you put them in a squad of... But in a blob of 20, I know that's 16, but just hear me out. Much better. In a blob of 20 in 9th edition, they were unstoppable. For two reasons in 9th edition were Necron Warriors so good. Damage and durability, the double Ds. Start with the latter. Here's an example scenario. So the two brain bugs targeted the Necron Warriors and managed to kill 12 of them with their warp blast. So 12 warriors would lie down dead, leaving the warriors with just 8 remaining. And if this is 10th, as it is normally, I would wait for next turn to then reanimate, meaning I could still be targeted by more Tyranid units. However, in 9th I would then be able to roll a dice for every model slain, so 12. Immediately, and on a 5+, the warriors come back to life in that phase. And because I'm a warrior, I can reroll the ones. Look at that, and then rerolling ones if you need to, because warriors had this rule, Undying Legion. Bam! After the rerolls I made 7, 5 and 6+, so I actually got 7 warriors back, so I only lost 5 warriors. So instead of losing 12, I only lost 5, and I can keep rolling reanimations again and again, so the potential is endless. However, if this was 10th, I would only get D3 warriors back. 3, which I can reroll, get 3 warriors back. But you can see, but that's only at the start of the next turn, which is not as efficient, so you can definitely see the reanimations have been weakened. Not only that, but reanimators allowed warriors to reroll on +1 reanimation, so come back on 4s, rerolling 1, so even more of a reason. If, for example, you only had 1, 2, 3 warriors left alive at the start of the next turn, and you had failed your roll badly, you could still rely on an overlord with a resurrection orb, who would then boost reanimations, and you can do the roll all over again. So 17 dice, 4s, and then rerolling 1s, and then you have ghost arcs to buff it further. I mean, there were games when I would bring back over 15 Necron Warriors. 9th edition Necron Warriors were honestly unkillable with the animation play that you could do. Reanimate my brethren for the Necron. The durability and potential was almost endless for Necron Warriors in 9th edition, and it just felt so sublime to feel 20, like an unkillable brick on the tabletop, that they just don't have the same weight in terms of durability anymore in 10th. Next, we move to damage, and in 9th edition, Necron Warriors had the damage potential was absolutely tremendous. Necron Reapers were Strength 5, AP 2, 12-inch range, and if you were Mephrit Dynasty, that would go up to 15-inch range, Strength 5, AP 3, which was unbelievable. You would shred anything pretty much, as you had lethal hits for a stratagem back in the day, but there were so many different abilities. In 9th, you had so much potential and so much crazy damage. If you were Mephrit, you could also do Vengeful Stars and get AP 4 on crit wounds, or even ignore cover. So AP 3, Strength 5, it would shred even a Hive Tyrant. Also in contrast, in 9th, toughness was normally way down, so Strength 5 was super solid and would chew through most armor and even tank. They hit on 3s just innately. Overlords could buff them as well, mine will be done, +1 to hit, so they hit on 2s. Used to be the rule. And then yeah, Strength 5, AP 3, Mephrit, you know, just shredding things. These things would shred things. 20 warriors coming out of a monolith or Veil of Darkness thing in 9th, absolutely scary with damage. So the damage potential with Reapers especially was very high. But if we go back through the portal to 10. Welcome back to 10th edition. These Warrior Reapers have gone down to, are you ready for it? Strength 4, AP 1, 1 damage, 12-inch range, lethal hits, AP 1. And the flares, strength 4, AP 0. So they also lost an AP, but gain lethals. Everything as lethals just makes it samey and not special. If everything has the same thing, it loses its uniqueness. And the synergies have gone. We've lost Conquering Vengeful Stars as our command protocols. But anyway, we may have lost the flavor, but it's not about that. That's a separate issue. We're talking about the Warriors here. The damage has gone down drastically. Everything in the game now has cover. So that AP 1 is almost reduced. So they're looking at strength 4, AP 0. They now hit on 4s baseline, so they're hitting on worse. I mean, there are ways to buff them. Cryptocs are really cool. Overlords, can give them stratagems and things. But in terms of their damage profile, it's gone way down. And then if you factor that in with their durability, they're not reanimating like a tool. They're getting D3 back and you can re-roll it. I mean, what the hell is that? Pardon my French, but come on, sacré bleu. So yeah, on a final note, Warriors in 9th edition were the ace up the sleeve. They were the thing the Necrons had in the pocket that they could bring out, and it was the trump card. But now, they just feel plain, forgotten about, like any other card in the deck. Warriors are a relic of a forgotten age. They epitomize what it means to be a Necron, but now they're vanilla, bland, boring bots, with same old rules, no uniqueness. They've lost their damage and durability. And that is how Necron Warriors have been ruined by Games Workshop in 10th edition. But yeah, Strength 4, AP 1, 1 damage Reapers suck. Come on, man, they look so cool. Thank you for watching, I really appreciate it, and please subscribe. And have a nice day.